January 4th, 2015. Top 5 reasons why I became a non-smoker. Now this sounds a bit cheesy, but I began smoking to prove that you can actually quit smoking. The joke's on me. I actually smoked, I want to say for about 8 years. I definitely didn't want it to get to the point of me smoking for a decade. When I began smoking, the catalyst was when I watched Sex and the City, the entire series, by myself. I wanted to fill up a fishbowl full of cigarette butts. But the closest I got to that was a flower vase from Hobby Lobby. So jumping right into it, top 5 reasons why I quit smoking and became a non-smoker. Reason number 5, inconvenience. Smoking is addictive, so you have the urge to smoke at inconvenient times. When it's cold, when it's wet, when it's freezing, the weather is difficult, and maybe you're inside, maybe you just experience an intense emotion, maybe you're scared. And as weird as it sounds, you have the urge to smoke when you're told you can't smoke. Pardon the pun, but it's a time suck. When you're smoking, you end up looking for something to do that you don't normally do. And I hate to say it, but I actually would use smoking as an excuse to read, because that was the only time that I read. You know, that's not the case now, because now I read when I'm on the toilet. I'm on the toilet a lot, so. Number 4, money. When you have a job, you can afford to buy cigarettes. At the height of my smoking, I was smoking about a pack and a half a day. You trick yourself into cutting back. But when you're cutting back, what you're doing is you're faking it. You're just saying, I am still smoking, but I'm proving to myself that I'm not, which you're lying to yourself. It's just a bunch of fabricated bullshit. When you're unemployed or you're living paycheck to paycheck, it does get a bit difficult. You end up being that guy who bum smokes and never replenishes other people's supply. It gets really embarrassing to be that guy, and nobody wants to be that guy, but everybody understands. That's the other thing, is like everybody understands. It's kind of that unspoken code. You go up and you ask somebody for a smoke and they'll give you one, even if they don't know you. If it's your last smoke, they're gonna be like, well, sorry dude, I can't take it. But if they're that asshole, then yeah, they're gonna take it. Reason number 3, the effort it takes to look like you're a non-smoker. People just don't like smokers anymore. It's not that they smoke, it's that they smell like they smoke. It's that they have that appearance that, oh, you're a smoker. Oof. Certain jobs now even say non-smokers, even though smoking has nothing to do with what they do. Now, you can go off into saying, you know, well, they take more breaks or blah, 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 but the bottom line is it's the people, the coworkers who are involved with that person in that workspace. They don't want to be encompassed with that. It's an acrid scent. It gets on the clothes. Jackets become smoking jackets. You never actually use your AC because you don't want the smoke to get into the car, into the AC unit. So what you end up doing is rolling your windows down to ventilate the car as you smoke. Is that really a way to live? I spent a lot of money on gum, Febreze, mints, things that would make me appear as a non-smoker so that I wouldn't be offensive to other people. Towards the end of me being a smoker, I discovered that I was spending roughly the same amount of time trying to cover up the smoking that I was smoking. People don't want to hire smokers. That's just how it is. If you're a smoker watching this, do this. Just for yourself, in your head, however you choose to do it. Keep tabs on how many times you go smoke today, or how many times you have a cigarette, and measure how long it takes you to have that cigarette. And then, this is kind of counterintuitive, but try to gauge how long it takes you to either put it out, put it away, get rid of the smoke, cover up the scent, pop in a piece of gum. Do you spend time looking for that gum? Do you spend time looking for that mint? It is a time suck. Now, 5 or 6 seconds doesn't really make sense for one time. You know, like, oh, that's not a big deal. 5 or 6 seconds is negligible during the day, right? Well, that time's like 10 to 15, that 5 or 6 seconds now is a minute. Now, I'm not saying like, oh my God, it's a minute. Holy shit. There's 1,440 minutes in a day, so what's the loss of one? I mean, you're still left with 1,439 minutes, so can't you just say, oopsie? Yeah, but if you say you smoke 10 times a day, then it's about 5 to 10 minutes per cigarette, depending on what you're smoking. Then you're looking at, you know, an hour or two each day knocked out. That's a waste of time, man. You could totally be doing other things. And that's not even counting the times that you're thinking about smoking. Leading up until that point, or even after you come back from smoking, do you really finally get that off your head? Do you finally say, okay, now that's over, now I'm going to go do my thing? No, you sit there and think, when can I have the next cigarette? When can I have the next one? And the next one, and the next one. And what you're doing gets postponed. The project that you're working on, your goals, your dreams, your efforts and energies get placed on hold so you can go out and relieve that urge. And do you really think that you can keep up with that? And if you can, great, good job. I'm just saying, realistically, I could not do that. And if you can, more power to you. Number 2, health. it became really hard to breathe. And I'm not saying like, oh, I woke up and I was short of breath. No, I would try to run or go upstairs or walk downstairs or carry things like 10 feet and I would be out of breath. That feeling of elation when you have a cigarette, that's asphyxiation. That's lack of oxygenated blood going to your brain. Now, I don't get sick very often. The reality is I get sick maybe once a year. When I did get sick, I really couldn't wait until I could go outside and have a cigarette. I honestly think that when I was sick, it would be prolonged because I was smoking. Now, the #1 reason I quit smoking and became a non-smoker, it's family. This is a 4-part series of the family, so bear with me. But the first one is my sister. Once when I picked my littlest sister up from school, she sat in my car and said, "Papa, are those cigarettes? Are you gonna die?" Oh, you little bitch. Oh my God, talk about a gut punch. The second part is my mom. Talking to my mom about it was really hard. Just admitting to it, she wouldn't say anything about it, but the disappointment just oozed from her and it was just suffocating. She doesn't want to sit there and make me feel bad for something that I'm addicted to. I'm her son, she's going to love me. It's like, boom. I put her through a lot. The third part, Kennedy. This guy right here. When he came into my life, he needed to be wherever I was. So if I was outside smoking, if it was wet and cold and rainy, which is essentially the same thing, he was there with me, sitting next to me. And when he came into my life, he was nothing but skin and bones. So it was really difficult for me to let him sit out there for too long because he would just start shivering and shivering and shivering. When it got warmer, he wouldn't let me read. He wanted to play, so I couldn't read. Playing and running around the yard with a cigarette in your hand, it just negates smoking. And the fourth one, Angela. I love her. I love her so much, and she's asthmatic. I was choosing to take part in an activity that was affecting her life in a way she didn't have the option to respond or not to respond. She just couldn't breathe. There is not a smoker that wants to smoke. That's the bottom line. And the best thing that helped me was Alan Carr's Easy Way to Quit Smoking. It looks like a really bland laundry detergent box, but it legitimately helped me to get in the mindset to quit smoking. This video is not about, hey, you should quit smoking. I'm just saying, what are my reasons for quitting smoking? But if you're interested in defining your reasons for quitting smoking, then this book is definitely the next step. Hey, it's been 5 videos. This is in the 7 video series, and this is pretty legit. I'm excited how it's going. I still don't have a catchphrase. So comment, subscribe, like, share the video. Do something nice with it. I've crossed the hump, the midway point. This is video number 5. Tomorrow is video number 6. So have a great day, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. This is... I need to work on that, don't I? I don't have a catchphrase. What can I do? What can I do for my catchphrase? He needs to help me with my catchphrase. This is important!